G'day guys, this is your Admiral speaking and welcome to today's video. Sorry it's been a while since my last video. I've been away on holidays for a couple of weeks, and for the last week or so I've actually been quite sick and haven't really had much of a voice. Still got a little bit of a croak in it, but I'm sure I can get through this without any problems. Anyway, today's video is about the French cruisers. I'm in the Tier 8 French heavy cruiser, the Charles Martel. We're on the map Two Brothers, and this is more about how I go about playing the French cruisers and what I use in order to survive a battle. These ships are very squishy. I've had a lot of people complain to me about these ships, so I just wanted to highlight this video just to show you what I do, and hopefully it will help you become a better player of French cruisers. Anyway, as I said, we're on the map Two Brothers. We're heading over towards Delta. We've got a friendly Farragut ahead of us heading into the cap, so we're going to head over here and attempt to support him. There's quite a number of battleships on the enemy team. I think there's a Nagato, a Mutsu, there's also a Fuso, a couple of cruisers. Now, I haven't used my speed boost yet. I normally reserve that for when I actually enter combat and start firing. The destroyer has laid a smoke screen, and I thought I was going to be safe behind it. Unfortunately I wasn't, so I quickly activate my speed boost and duck behind this island. Now I am using the speed boost modification to give me that extra 50% of time, and as you can see I've got about 4.5 minutes on this speed boost, so I've got quite a long time to use it. Now, one of the things when using French cruisers is I like to keep my speed up, I like to keep maneuvering, and I also use the islands and whatever obstacles I can for cover as much as possible. These ships are very, very squishy, so if you make a mistake, they're very, very unforgiving. Especially at the lower tiers. I've had the tier 5 and 6 cruisers get deleted on me simply by being in the wrong position with a single shot. So, but anyway, we're going to focus on the Gruff Spey at the moment. Set him on fire, you put the fire out, I then go ahead and set another one. These have very flat trajectory, these shells, so pretty good ballistics on these ships. Now, I probably could have switched to AP here, but admittedly I'm a little bit lazy and was going more for the dot damage than I was for citadel damage. Anyway, as we get to the end of that smoke screen, I then turn away because I know as soon as I fire I'm going to be spotted again, and I'm going to have people targeting me. You know, shot out, spotted, target, there we go. So I know I'm coming back down around towards that first island, so I'm going to duck behind it again and use it for cover. Put shots out against the Mutsu and attempt to start more fires. And you see that the damage counter is still ticking up on the Gruff Spey that I set on fire earlier. And there he is. I think the fire's just gone out, so I'll shoot at him again. No fire, but I take out some more of his AA, and I just use the island here for cover while I fire away. Again, keeping my speed at max, using hard rudder, keep maneuvering, and keep firing. You need to keep firing in these ships in order to rack up the damage. Otherwise you're not going to be successful in them at all. So there's a few battleships over there. There's the Fuso and the Mutsu, so I'm just going to focus on them for a bit. As you can see, continue moving. I make a bit of a misplay here because I got 4 ships targeting me, and Yeah, that one hurt. That's what I said, if you make a mistake, you are going to get punished in these ships, and that was a big mistake. But again, keep maneuvering and continue to set fires. That's what you do. You keep maneuvering, you kite away. These ships are very good for kiting, especially if you've got the speed boost activated, because they can maneuver quite quickly, they move quickly, and they're very hard to hit at longer ranges, especially if the person who's driving them knows what they're doing. So we'll just focus on that Fuso a bit. He's the only one I've got that's, well, pretty much within my firing arcs at the moment for where I'm heading. I've only got one ship targeting me, now none, so I can now turn a bit more broadside, start making my way back up. But nope, I'm being targeted again, so I turn away. And yep, just keep wrecking their AA. We do have carriers in this battle. Our team has a Saipan, and he's actually a pretty good player. I'll get to that later. So now we're back in concealment. So we turn back in order to close the range on some of those battleships. Some of these ships are now starting to flee. And there's an ARP Miyoko trying to hide behind that island there. Basically using the terrain similar fashion to what I am. Put shots out against the Nagato. And yep, I'm detected again, so being targeted, I maneuver. Set a fire on the Nagato, he takes a shot at me. But his shots fall short. So I'm just going to keep firing for the moment. Come around. Yep, few hits. Shots out again against the Nagato. They duck behind this island here. Once I'm behind, they won't be able to shoot at me. The only threat I've got now is the Mutsu, which is now on my starboard quarter. Another fire on the Fuso. Another set of shots out. And as you can see, my speed boost is on cooldown. Has been for a little while. Not radar. Yep, there you go, reactivate it. So another 4.5 minutes. That destroyer runs aground, so I'm going to take a shot at him in hopes that I can get him just as he disappeared. And yep, there he goes. Only 3 shell hits. I think someone may have done a bit of damage to him before I hit him, but unintentional kill still, I'll call that one. But anyway, now the only ship within my gun range and visual range is the Mutsu, so I'm going to spend some time working on him now. Just trying to get that fire damage, try to whittle him down. You can come back around now. You can see the rest of the enemy fleet. They're now right up behind that eastern island. They're unable to shoot at me at all. The only ship within range that can actually take a shot at me is that Mutsu, and his guns are pointing in a completely different direction. Not even looking at me. So I'm just going to keep firing at him. Try set those fires, try rack up that damage. Those shots were a little bit long. He's going to try and duck behind the island here. As you can see with all the fires and stuff that I've been setting, I'm starting to rack up the damage a little bit now. I'm up to 80,000 damage. which isn't too bad. Now that Mutsu's gone behind the island. He's now outside of my range, so I can't take a shot at him in a moment. So I'm just quickly searching for another target, and then the Nagato pops up. Take a shot at him over the top of the island there. And nope, too long. Take another shot. And that Mutsu's now popped his head out from around behind that island. And he's looking at me now, so I'm going to try and light him up. I hit that Fuso and he's now on fire. I'll turn away from the Mutsu, but he can't get a track on me because I'm heading behind that island, and where he's aiming is not going to be able to shoot through the island in order to hit me, so I'm pretty safe at this point. I'll just keep shooting around the island, trying to get the damage. In the meantime, we're capturing Delta, which is also very handy for our team. Start to turn in now because I'm coming into within visual range of the rest of the battleship group. There's another fire, and he is, yeah, there he goes. He must have been really hating me by the end of that. Probably cursing me all the way to the bottom of the ocean. And the Gosh Bay pops his head out again, so I'm going to take another shot there. Yeah, a few hits. As you can see, we're already up to 107,000 damage. So again, keeping that small island between me and as many of the heavy hitters as I possibly can, in order just to survive and not have anyone else take a shot at me. Gosh Bay, I think, takes a shot at me here. Yep, but because I was able to angle in, they just bounce. So take another shot. Yep, there's another fire. That's 11 fires now I've managed to start. And our Faggot comes in from the front, and he is going to be kind enough to lay a smoke screen, which I'm going to take full advantage of as I work on the Fuso. There you go, there's a smoke screen, and yeah, he's gone. So now I'm going to come to a halt just as I set fire on the Fuso. Now I activate my sonar here because I wasn't sure where that Atago was going to go, whether or not he was going to turn in fire torpedoes into the smoke screen. I'm not even sure he knows I'm there, but just as a precaution. While I continue to work on some of these other battleships. So that's what, 12 fires now I think I'm up to. And I'm just gonna try and spread the love a bit. Let's have the Nagato. More shots at Fuso. And the game decides to end there. So, not a bad effort for a tier 6 to 8 match. 124,500 points of damage, 8,134 XP, 12 fires lit, so I was pretty happy with that. And as you can see down the bottom, it was during the Bismarck campaign this was done. So that Saipan, he got 2 kills and 52 planes shot down, which is a pretty good effort. He did an amazing job, so I'm going to compliment him. And I scored almost 1600 base XP for myself as well. You can see there, bit of damage done. So most of the damage was done to that Mutsu, which I think was about 36,000 damage, 30,000 to the Fuso, 29 to the Nagato. 122,900 credits earned after all expenses, and about 8,500 Commander XP, which is very, very handy. Anyway, back to port, and my recommended build for the French cruisers. So, okay, let's take a look. No, we'll start from modules first. Okay, so main armaments mod 1 to reduce critical chance on main armaments. AA mod 2 for increased AA range. Speed boost modification 1, so plus 50% to the action time of engine boost. That's what gave me that 4.5 minutes of engine boost time. And steering gear mod 2, faster rudder shift, and concealment expert. Okay, onto commander skills. You should see I've only got an 11-point captain at the moment, so priority target is a must for cruisers, expert marksman, fast traverse, demolition expert, and concealment. Going back down, I'll go with AFT and BFT, and then after that I will most likely go for adrenaline rush because the Henri has quite slow turret traverse, rate of fire, and preventative maintenance and expert loader is a possibility as well. Now, Superintendent, for higher tier French cruisers, I don't believe you need to get this. So, the speed boost, I had 3 charges lasting 4.5 minutes each, gave me about 13.5 minutes of total boost time. And then you've got 1.5 minutes of cooldown in between each of those boosts, so there's another 3 minutes, taking you out to about 16.5 minutes in total. So if you're not using your speed boost right at the start of the battle to get somewhere, and you only activate it once you get into combat, so you could probably save at least another 2 minutes, taking it out to about 18.5 minutes, you're not going to get full use of an extra charge when using these ships. So that means it frees up those 3 points in order to take basic firing training, because the Henri and the St. Louis are apparently good AA platforms. So yeah, as I mentioned, probably go with Adrenaline Rush, simply because the Henri has a slow rate of fire. Anyway, that was my French cruiser commentary. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you all next time. Ciao.